Good morning students. Welcome you to 10th standard English class. In today's video lesson, we are going to see the 4th unit prose lesson, The Attic by Satyajit Ray. First, we'll see about the author. Satyajit Ray. His period is from 1921 to 1992. Was an Indian filmmaker, screenwriter, graphic artist, music composer and author. He was born in Kolkata. He authored several short stories and novels meant primarily for young children and teenagers. He revived the children's magazine Sandesh, which his grandfather had started in 1913, and edited it until his death in 1992. Ray was more interested in writing rather than filmmaking. His stories have been translated in Europe, the United States, and many other countries. Ray received many awards, including 32 National Film Awards by the Government of India, notably the Padma Bhushan in 1965 and the highest civilian honor Bharat Ratna shortly before his death. Let us see the theme of the story first. It is natural for human beings to make mistakes. When we realize our mistakes, we should try to rectify them. If you get a chance to rectify your mistake or pay back for it, what would you do and how would you correct it? So, in this short story, The Attic, the author Satyajit Ray says it is natural for human beings to make mistakes. To err is human, to forgive is divine. When we realize our mistakes, we should try to rectify them. This short story is a self-reflection on a chance to rectify one's mistake or pay back for it. Then what and how would one do to correct one's mistake? We should correct it. First, we'll see the characters. Satyajit Ray, that is the narrator of the story. Next character is Aditya, narrator's friend and business partner. The third character is Sasanka Sanyal, their classmate. Next one is Nagan uncle. He is running a tea stall. And the next one is Jogesh Gibirraj, that is Sasanka Sanyal's father's friend. Before going into the lesson, we'll see the summary of the story first. The Attic is a thought-provoking story. The narrator was returning from his new factory at Deodarganj with his friend and business partner Aditya. When he was driving on the national highway, he deviated at a direction which led to the ancestral home of his partner Aditya Narayanan Chowdhury of Brahmapur. The narrator remembered Aditya's father, who was a landlord. Aditya recollected his ancestral place, his house, school, schoolmates and Nagan uncle's tea stall. They met Sasanka Sanyal in the tea shop. Uncle Nagan told them that Sasanka had lost his wife and his last son last year and was living with his father's friend Jogesh Gibirraj. He sold his lands to get his daughter married. Next, Aditya desired to meet him. Aditya went to his ancestral house and reached the attic of the house. The attic was old, damaged by the weather. Aditya searched and found an antique medal. 29 years back, Aditya had taken Mr. Sanyal's medal to show it to his father and never returned it. Aditya felt sorry for his mistake. Aditya, who had hidden the silver medal in the attic from the rightful owner Sasanka Sanyal due to his jealousy and evil mind, he felt ashamed of having done such a crime to his fellow classmate. Later, after 29 years, the recital of Pandraksha poem by Sasanka in Nagan's uncle's tea stall reminds him of his act. Now we'll see the story in detail. Aditya and I were returning from the site of our new factory at Deodarganj. We were driving along National Highway 40. We had reached a point where the road bifurcated. If we drove 10 kilometers along the road that branched off to the right, we would reach Brahmapur. I asked Aditya whether he was interested in revisiting the place of his birth, which he had left after he had passed the matriculation examination from the local school to continue his higher studies in Calcutta. Now we'll see the meaning for bifurcated. Bifurcated means divided into two. Now let's see the explanation for this paragraph. While returning from their new factory at Deodarganj, the writer with his friend and business partner Aditya was driving along National Highway 40. As they reached a point of bifurcation, the author asked his friend about his willingness to take the road that deviated to the right. That road leads to the ancestral home of Aditya at Brahmapur. His father was a landlord there and later shifted to business at Calcutta. He was born and brought up there and also passed matriculation from the local school, after which he had left for Calcutta to continue his further studies. Next paragraph. While I left our ancestral house 29 years ago, the house was almost 200 years old, recollected Aditya. I doubt if even the school buildings, which may have undergone many changes, will be recognizable anymore. Trying to revive old childhood memories may prove disappointing. So, let's see the meaning. Ancestral means inherited from your ancestors. And the next word, revive. Revive means to bring something back to life. But he said he wished to visit the tea shop of Nagan uncle if he still existed and have a cup of tea there. So we took the turning to the right and decided to drive to Brahmapur, of which Aditya's ancestors were once the zamindars. Aditya's father had left the ancestral home and moved to Kolkata, where he had set up his own business. After his death, Aditya was looking after it, and I was his friend and business partner. It was the month of Maha, that is January, between January and February by the English calendar, the middle of winter. By my watch, it was 3:30 in the afternoon. The sun was soothing. On either side of the road were paddy fields as far as the eye could see. Harvest was over and there had been a good crop that year. Soothing means feel calm. Now we'll see the explanation for this part. Aditya decided to go to the place. He tried to collect old memories of his 200 years old big ancestral house, school, schoolmates and the tea stall of Nagan uncle. But he also feared they might have changed with time and sweet memories of the past might disappoint him. They were driving in the month of January or February around 3:30 p.m. Soon, within 10 minutes, they reached the school beyond the iron gates where the playing field and the two-storied school building. After 10 minutes, we came to the local school beyond the iron gates where the playing field and the two-storied school building. We got down from the car and stood in front of the gate. I asked Aditya whether everything was still the same. He replied that everything had changed. Our school used to be one-storied and a new building has come up which wasn't there. Were you not a good student? I asked. Yes, but my position was always second, he replied. We decided to go and have tea at Nagan Uncle's tea shop, which stood next to a grocery shop and opposite a temple dedicated to Lord Shiva. Soon we caught sight of Nagan's tea cabin written on a signboard over the shop. Now we'll see the explanation for this. Aditya explained the change. The old building had another floor now and a new building had come up. They had a cup of tea at Nagan Uncle's tea stall next to a grocery shop and opposite a temple of Lord Shiva. The owner of the tea shop, now over 60, a little rustic in appearance with his white, neatly combed hair and clean look, was the same as before. He was wearing a dhoti and a blue striped shirt that could be seen from under a green shawl. Not recognizing Aditya, he asked us where he had come from. Deodajang, Aditya replied, we are on our way to Kolkata. Now we'll see the meaning for the word rustic. Rustic means countryside. A little surprised, Nagan uncle asked why we were there. To have tea at your shop, said Aditya. Certainly, beside tea, I have biscuits and savories. Give us 2 naan kattai each. We sat on 2 tin chairs. There was only one other customer sitting at a corner table, neither eating nor drinking tea, but sitting with his head bent as though he were sleeping. We'll see the meaning for naan kattai. Naan kattai means it is an authentic Indian sweet which is popular in India and Pakistan. We'll see the explanation for this. There they met a stranger referred to as Mr. Sanyal by Nagan uncle. He was a peculiar man. He was neither eating nor drinking tea. Instead, he was sitting with his head bent over the tea table as if daydreaming. Addressing him as Mr. Sanyal, Nagan uncle reminded him to go home as it was already 4 p.m. Other customers would soon be coming. Addressing us, he said, with a wink in his eye, a little hard of hearing. Cannot see well either, but has no money to buy spectacles. Spectacles means glasses. We'll see the explanation for this now. He was short of sight and hearing, but being a poor man, he couldn't afford to buy spectacles. Nagan Babu requested him to leave the shop as the afternoon customers would be pouring in soon. The man suddenly stood up and began to recite Rabindranath Tagore's Panraksha. Having recited, he left the place. From his reaction to this speech, I began to wonder whether Mr. Sanyal was not a little crazy as well, because suddenly he stood up, stretched himself and raising his lean right arm and with eyes dilated, began to recite a poem by Tagore, Panraksha, keeping of a promise. Having recited the poem, he left the place, making the gesture of Namaste with his hands to nobody in particular. Next, we'll see the meaning for dilated. Dilated means widened than usual. Now, we'll see the explanation for this paragraph. Sanyal recited the poem in the tea shop earlier because he recognized Aditya by the mole on his right cheek. So, he recited the same poem that he had recited on the prize-giving day purposely so that he might remember him. He wanted to teach him a lesson for his act of betrayal. I noticed a sudden change in Aditya's expression and I asked him the reason for it. Without answering me, he asked Nagan uncle who the gentleman was and what he did. Nagan uncle replied, Sasanka Sanyal. What can be done? He leads a cursed life, gone crazy. I think, but has not forgotten any incident of the past. Sold his lands to get his only daughter married. He lost his wife and only son last year. Since then, he is somewhat changed, not really normal. Where does he stay? Now, we'll see the explanation for this paragraph. So, Sasanka Sanyal was living with his friend Jogesh Kabir. He lost his wife and only son last year. He had sold all his lands to get his daughter married. He almost became a pauper and became somewhat crazy since then due to mental stress. But he didn't forget any memories of the past and possessed high self-esteem and respect. Students, hope you have understood the lesson. Kindly go through the lesson given in the PDF. Thank you, students. May God bless you.